Hello everyone, welcome to Mystical Arcane's commentary of H3H3 Lies. We're going to do part 2.
All of us on the internet are thinking at this time that this is a publicity stunt.
It makes sense, it does make sense. Considering the context of last video, the last part of this, it does make sense that everyone thought it was a publicity stunt.
Before I did the interview with Attica, when we were speaking privately, we were talking about the man's career. We were talking about the fact that there were these articles, the fact that he was trending worldwide. But then once I turned the cameras on and I hit record, he immediately goes into Attica the Entertainer. Before Attica committed suicide, he left a video online where he says this.
You know, I wasn't suicidal before. I really wasn't. But one thing I didn't realize was that the walls were closing around me so fast. I really had no intention of killing myself, but I would always push it too far. I guess I am mentally ill.
Attica was so confident
Where was this video located?
and so convincing that, it made it impossible to know if there was a problem or not, and I kept flip-flopping along with his fan base back and forth. He's got a problem. No, this is just a character. No, he's just acting it up. That's what I was caught in along with his fans. Also, in Attica's final video, he literally said this about me. Roll it.
Keemstar, I wish you the best, my nigga.
Yeah, Attica was a huge Drama Alert fan. Him coming on this show.
I have no idea if that's true or not. It doesn't mean he's a huge Drama Alert fan. Most likely just means he enjoyed your show at times. He was probably a fan, but not a huge one. He could have been a huge one, I do not know.
Meant so much to him. And when he came on, he wanted to put on a performance, and that's the way I saw it. But in that interview, and the most damning thing against me is a clip that's taken completely out of context, where I'm talking about simulation theory, and well, I say this.
The simulation theory. If you think life is a simulation, why? Why do you feel so depressed if you think life is a simulation? If life is a simulation, actions have no consequences. It's the same reason why people can say, oh hey, I thought I was in the Matrix, and get away scot-free from court. Well, basically scot-free. If life is a simulation, your actions have no consequences. At least for you. It's kind of weird.
Roll it.
Think about that statement. There are no coincidences in my world.
Because
everything happens for a reason.
Because it's all.
Oh, no coincidences? There are plenty of coincidences, just nothing ever seems that way. Everything has to have a reason, though. It will still be a coincidence even with a reason. For example, someone accidentally stepped in bird poop. They flew over a building, hit their head on a metal wall, and died. That was still a coincidence. It coincidentally happened to step on bird poop.
Plan. It's all been pre-designed.
Everything. It's all predestined, Keemstar.
But
everything you've done up until this point.
But the scariest thing about
A simulation does not mean everything's predestined. A simulation constantly evolves. A simulation can be changed. We know this.
thinking that the world is a simulation and it's predestined and all that is then there's no reason to live. Why not?
Why do you fear death?
Because death has unknown connected to it. Death is tied to the unknown. We have no idea what comes after, so we're afraid of it. Everyone's afraid of it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's scary because if you really think about it, then why live? Just jump off a cliff. If it's just a simulation, who cares?
Yes, I said that. I said that to Attica.
I agree. If it's just a simulation, who cares? There is nothing in a simulation worth living. Unless, of course, you greatly enjoy the simulation. If you're just going to think negative thoughts, you will be the negative thoughts that you try to embody.
But why did I say it to him? Because I was trying to explain to him that believing that this world is not real, believing that this world is a simulation, could put you in harm's way.
Believing the world is a simulation makes you less accepting of reality. Makes you more reckless. Because you subconsciously think nothing has a true consequence. Because everything's a simulation, right?
Could put you in danger. If you don't think this is real, then why live? You have to believe that this is real. You can't believe that this is a simulation. I wanted to put that warning out there. I was trying to help. I battle with these things to this day. But for H3H3 to accuse me of killing him, which you definitely did. I know you put out tweets, and I most certainly did not blame Keemstar for...
Ethan is an asshole. Especially online. He's a deceiver, a manipulator, and it's quite the journey. Extremely toxic environment for him and others. Keemstar never created the toxic environment that H3H3 believes. H3H3 has created a far more toxic environment than Keemstar ever has. Keemstar rode with what he did. He was already on a somewhat toxic platform during a toxic time. Every time is toxic. Toxic means harmful. Does not mean that you're a fucking asshole. Everyone's a fucking asshole in that case, because everyone's toxic. Simply by definition. Either way, Keemstar was around during Leafy is here. Everyone agrees he was toxic, which it's hypocritical, but that's besides the point. He didn't create the toxic atmosphere, the toxic environment. H3H3, shut the fuck up.
Attica's death, I think he created an extremely toxic environment for him and others. You definitely did accuse me. You implied it. You more than implied it. In fact, one person responded, I believe you said almost verbatim, it's really interesting that just a few months after Keem talked to Attica about jumping off a cliff, Attica jumped off a bridge to his death. Homie, you more than implied that Keem was responsible for what happened to Attica.
Keemstar's greatest moment comes when he asks Attica in a manic state, why doesn't he just jump off a cliff?
No. He doesn't ask Attica. He asks anyone who believes that life is a simulation. If life is a simulation, why don't you just jump off a cliff? Are you afraid of ending the simulation? Are you afraid of what the simulation is? Are you afraid that it's predestined that you do not or do? These are manner of questions that were all hidden. Apparently your feeble-minded brain and your terrible trash attire doesn't understand that.
Cliff.
If you really think about it, then why live? Just
Yeah.
jump off a cliff. Just
Yeah.
jump off a cliff. If it's just a simulation, who cares?
Of course, hypothetical, but it is quite a coincidence when you consider that only 51 days later, that very same YouTuber jumped off a bridge to his death.
Ethan, you are a piece of fucking garbage. Garbage. And on top of it, you're a fucking hypocrite. You go on through your video saying, about all this mental health, and Keemstar had a lot of bad take.
Wait, Keemstar has an unopened soda can here. Is that a Dr. Pepper or something? What type of soda is that? I want an unopened soda can so I can drink out of it. Why do you have it unopened?
Which I did. Trust me, I had a lot of bad takes about mental health, and my opinions have changed throughout the years. But then, as you act on your high horse, you completely forget when FouseyTube was having his mental breakdown, you did a whole pod...
Makes sense. FouseyTube's an asshole and no one liked him.
...cast roasting him over it.
Is he, I mean, I can't tell if he's just like cracked out.
Well, okay, so looking at the current picture of H3H3 and looking at him then, it appears he's growing gray. Going gray.
No.
Or if he's just on a manic rampage.
I think, it It seems very manic.
Yeah.
It seems very manic.
Training bra. You got a training bra on for some luscious breasts you've been growing. I mean, look at this frame. I mean, dude, this is straight out of like a horror movie. Like, are you in my basement right now, Fusi? You might be thinking to yourself, he's like, oh.
When was the last time this dude's seen a horror movie? That's straight out of a horror movie. I think you're living in the 50s.
Over him, Drake's sleeping in his bed. Fusi's like hovering over him. You might think this is a little strange, Drake. But this is God's plan for me to murder you right now. Clearly, acting's not working out for you, dog. That was a pretty corny read.
Fucking hypocrite. You've always been a goddamn hypocrite. You used to call me out for making Jake Paul videos when you made Jake Paul videos. The other day, you tried to roast me on Twitter like a month ago. You tried to roast me for my hoodie. You said I looked like a 12-year-old.
Actually, he said that you look like a 40-year-old trying to befriend 12-year-olds. He didn't say you look like a 12-year-old. He said you looked like a pedophile.
And then the whole internet had to remind you and roast you, this is how you dress.
That's some wacky shit, man.
It was just absolutely hilarious. It's always a big swing and a miss, and this entire video is a big swing and a miss. In fact, in the next video, I'm going to address every single other bullshit you've taken out of context. I'm going to address you literally turning the guy who swatted me and swatted my mods on stream into a victim, which one of the best researchers on the whole goddamn YouTube, the platform is Gamer for Mars, who literally DM'd me this. And
Smile for YouTube as a victim. Yeah. I don't remember Keem ever swatting anyone. That's not a crime that he committed, if I recall correctly.
Disbelief that you use that. I'm going to address every single thing. And another thing you did in this video is an absolute first for YouTube. You went after my sponsors.
It's not a first, actually. Pokimane did it. And Pokimane's a little bitch.
After my sponsors.
She went after It's a Gundam. Coincidentally, It's a Gundam basically survived and outperformed her by doing nothing. And he made a video on it. It was quite entertaining.
If you think the YouTube community is happy with you right now,
they aren't. They definitely aren't. Anyone who believes that this is an acceptable outcome is a fucking retard and mentally asinine. They do not understand the long-term consequences of this action.
You gotta be out of your mind. You have ushered in this new era where people that have beefs on each other go after their sponsors. Like, this has never happened before.
It has happened before. There was an adpocalypse started because of it. I forgot who started it, but it did happen.
But it's happening now. It's happening now, and you did that.
And coincidentally, you spawned a new toxic environment. Congratulations, hypocritical asshole, Ethan Klein.
You started this. And because of all the hate that G Fuel recently got from your stupid fucking video, I got in contact with them. I'm no longer with G Fuel anymore. I walked away. They don't deserve.
I don't think that, but actually, yes, that does make sense somewhat, considering that this is a publicity thing, and they love publicity. They love getting money. That if they stayed with Keem, they would have gotten way more money. So either they left Keem or Keem walked away. It makes sense either way, but it makes more sense for G Fuel to drop you.
To have fucking hate because of our beef. Attica's fans don't need to relive this bullshit. It's always lies, deception, manipulation, clips out of context, spinning a fucking narrative that just isn't true. Towards the end of your video, you act like a victim. Like, oh, the big bad Keemstar has been after me forever and it's had a huge toll on my mental health. You said, thank God I have the support group around me. Well, I have a support group around me, and I can't wait for you to see them because they're really pissed off at that video you uploaded for multiple goddamn reasons.
I'm pissed off about it for one reason. It had nothing new. It was a useless video, and it's trying to spawn a new age. An age of going after people's money.
Good luck, Ethan, because you're gonna fucking need it.
And that was H3H3 Lies. It has way more dislikes than likes because of a bunch of H3H3 fags. And also, there's a bunch of this bullshit from Haram Gwez or whatever, Haram Gwez. People are spamming this. So you're not gonna talk about how Fousey felt like killing himself? Fousey never felt like killing himself, and anyone who thinks he did is a fucking retard. He's an actor, that's all he is. We don't believe in mental illness. Work harder, no man, 1947. And also, Keemstar doesn't delete comments anymore. He's not that immature. Yeah. Well, that was H3H3 Lies. I hope I commentated on it correctly. It's a bunch of bullshit. This drama is fucking absurd. And it was entirely unnecessary. Keemstar, while he did a lot of bad, a shit ton of bad, the amount of bad he's done this current year and the last year is basically bare minimum compared to 2018, 2017, 2016. The optimum times for this shit to have happened. Because it's happened this late, this entire video was spawned by an egotistical man named Ethan Klein. And Ethan Klein is in the wrong here. This video is unnecessary. Well, not the H3H3 lies. It was necessary to counter H3H3's bullshit. And H3H3 is a scumbag. But so too is Keemstar. Keemstar's an asshole. Everyone knows this, I need not explain it. H3H3 is a bigger asshole who hides that he's an asshole. End of story and discussion, Mr. Arcane out.